You won't believe what I do with mostly Dollar Tree items to make things from high-end stores that cost way less. Hi, it's Lisa Marie. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. And if you are returning, thank you so much. I love you guys and I'm glad you're here. If you want to craft your best life along with me, then let's get started. I found this red pickup truck with the pumpkins in the back on Kirkland's website. It was on sale for $55.99. I think we can make it for under $10. So here I've got a truck wood cutout from Dollar Tree. I got some raffia from a hula skirt. I didn't end up using that metal. You'll see what I do instead. And I've got a bunch of pumpkins and florals and some Jenga blocks. I'm going to use my antique wax by Waverly. I'm going to paint both sides of the truck and all of the Jenga blocks. I'm going to attach the Jenga blocks to the back on the bottom to become a stand. Now the original one had an easel, but I decided to do a stand. In hindsight, I think the easel would have been better. And I used a marker to paint the tires. I will change that also later. I'm going to use 3 different paints from Waverly. Crimson, which is the body of the truck. I'm going to use maize and pumpkin. And I do that to distress the truck. So I just dry brush, get a little bit on my brush, wipe most of it off, and then just kind of drag it across in places wherever I want. And that's with just the pumpkin. Now I'm going to add the maize. It just adds so much texture, makes the truck feel like it's really worn and like that old pumpkin truck. You know what I mean? The pickup truck on a farm. I love that. Now I'm going to use my chalkboard paint from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go in and fix those tires. That marker just turned out kind of looking brown. So this makes it really black. And I'm also going to distress all the way around the edges of everything pretty much with that black. I love the way that looks. Now I'm going to use plaster color and then this silver from Folk Art. I'm going to use the silver first and do the rims on both the front and the back tire. Then I'm going to take the plaster and very lightly make some lines. And what I'm trying to do is create a kind of corrugated metal look. And I think this really does the trick. Look at that. It almost looks like it's textured. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to take my utility knife and I got some pumpkins from a combination of Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cut them so I can lay them flat on the truck, like coming out of the truck. So then I'm going to take my hula skirt pieces and I'm going to glue them all over the back of the truck there. Trim them a little bit. And then I will use hot glue and attach my pumpkins. And I'm going to cut a few more. And by the way, I did a whole video using the Dollar Tree hula skirts. I'll link that down in the description. You might want to see all the crazy things I did with that. So now I'm adding an orange pumpkin and then I have another little orange pumpkin I'm going to add, just using my hot glue to attach them. They're so light, so hot glue just works fine. And then I've got some sunflowers and some of them came from the Dollar Tree and some came from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use the hot glue to stick them on in various places, just make it look pretty. By the way, this is an inspired piece, not an exact dupe. I'm going to take the back of this calendar from the Dollar Tree and it just said Farm Fresh Pumpkins. I trimmed it. I'm going to take a little piece of a basket I took apart and I'm going to create a little frame for it. Just kind of rip those pieces apart and we'll use fabric tack glue to attach the paper from the calendar right on the door of the truck. Then I use my hot glue to attach the little pieces of the basket and frame it out. And I just like that look. It's kind of got that paneled feeling. I'm loving how this is turning out, by the way. I'm going to take my fawn paint from Waverly. I'm just going to distress the pumpkins a little and give them a little more dimension by putting some lines in the indentations. And then I just dirty them all up. I just love it. I used a fine point marker to just kind of give more definition. Oh, and can you guess who wants this in their office now? Let me know if you know. I hope you like this one. Today's video is a collaboration backed by popular demand, the Lisas of YouTube. We've got Lisa Dollar Mom, Lisa from Lisa & Company, and Lisa Birmingham, and of course myself. Each of us will be showing you high-end dupes or inspired by pieces, and I know you're gonna love it. And the link for everyone's videos and the playlist will be down in my description box below. You won't wanna miss it. I love these ladies. If you've come over from one of the other channels, thank you so much and welcome. And I hope you'll consider joining my channel by hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the future content that I make. Thanks. I found this adorable porch sitter on Etsy for $75, but I wanted to tweak it a little bit, so this is an inspired by piece. Here I have a spring welcome sign that I made over a year ago. And I'll link the video to that down in the description box in case you want to see how I made it. And I had just put primer on the back side, and I knew someday I would make it a two-sided porch sitter. I just cleaned it off. So now we're gonna put some more paint on it and get ready to turn the other side into a beautiful fall porch sitter. I'm going to take my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint, and I'm just going to do a nice generous coat on this side and around all of the edges. Now I'm going to place a stencil that I got at Amazon. I'll have a link for you. It is such a cute stencil. And I'm going to take some of the black paint that I have, and it's the chalkboard paint, and I'm just going to use a little stippling brush and stipple on the stencil. Now, I didn't do something that I have heard that I should do, so you see it bled a little. I was able to touch it up, so it did look good in the end. Going forward, the rest of the stencils, I'm going to put the white on first, the same color that's underneath the stencil, and that way I'll have less bleeding. And I got to tell you, I've heard this so many times, but I have never done it. So now I did the white on those first two letters, the P and the U. This is going to say hello pumpkin, and now you're going to see what happens if you put the white underneath. Look at the difference. Oh my gosh, game changer. And now I'm going to take a fine art brush and just fill in the little slots. It's just personal preference. I like them filled in. You don't have to do that. And that's what they look like when you fill them in. And there is the rest of the word pumpkin. I figured you did not need to see me do the entire word. And then I'm going to add another stencil that came in this packet. There's quite a few of these pumpkins. I'm going to take the pumpkin color chalk paint after I dab the white on first. I'm going to put that all over the pumpkins, and then I'm going to use Burnt Umber by Apple Barrel to do the stems. And I forgot to film that part. So there it is finished. Isn't it cute? And then they've got these buffalo check stencil leaves. So I'm going to put the white first, and then I'm going to blend the maize color and the pumpkin color so it looks like leaves that are changing colors. And I'm just going to dab that all over, and then I'll do the little stem with that burnt umber just to give it, more realistic look, but I also blended the color. Now I'm going to take that off. I love this reveal so much. I did those all down the front of the sign. Look at this. Isn't that the cutest? I hope you love this one as much as I do. I added 3 coats of sealer, and that's it. If you are enjoying this video, stop what you're doing right now and hit that like button. It really helps YouTube to show my video to more people, and I really appreciate it. Thanks. I found this raffia cornhusk maple harvest garland at Pier 1's website for $59.99. I decided that I could do this for less. I'm going to use some rope and twine, and then I've got a hula skirt from the Dollar Tree. I've got some little corn husks from Hobby Lobby, and then I've got a bunch of florals that were from a combination of Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby. So what I'm going to do is take the rope, and I'm going to measure it using my square on the foot side, and I'm going to create 8 feet worth of the rope. And by the way, the rope is from Walmart because they always have the best deal on that. I'm going to make a loop on each end by just doing a little slip knot, and then I'm going to tie an extra knot with the piece that hangs off just to secure it. And when I'm done, I will trim the ends of that, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Now I'm going to take the hula skirt, I got it out of the package, and I'm going to trim it down so that it's only hanging down about a foot. That's just so it's easier to work with. I'm going to fold it in half at the top, and I'm going to fold it again and again. And what I'm trying to do is make equal size pieces. And then I'm going to take my scissors and go in and cut all of the little loops that I've created so that I have pieces that are roughly the same size. There they all are. Now I'm going to take my hot glue, and I'm going to glue the ends of each piece so that they don't unravel. Now I'm going to take my rope, and I'm going to glue it across the top of each of the pieces of the skirt, and then I'm going to take a piece of the twine, and I'm just going to wrap it around, kind of like hand sewing it around and around every couple of pieces of raffia just to secure it. I don't know if the hot glue will stay permanently, so I thought it'd be better to just do something that would look like it belonged and it would be more secure. So I do that to all of the pieces. And there it is. You can see what it looks like with all the little stitches. And when I get to the end, I just tie it off onto the rope and cut off the excess. And I usually put a little dab of hot glue when I do a knot just to make sure that it doesn't unravel. And now you can see I've done this all the way around the whole entire thing, and I kind of spaced it evenly. Depends on how long your garland's going to be, how far apart. And then I'm going to take little pieces of leaves off of the pics, I'm going to do a lighter one and then a darker one. And I'm going to do that every other one right on top of the raffia, hula skirt pieces across this garland. Now I'm going to find the center. I'm going to take the 2 corn husks that I have and I'm going to hot glue them right onto that rope. And then I'm going to tie the 2 ends of the corn husks on with a little piece of twine. I will put glue and snip the ends. And then I'm going to distribute my pieces of wheat across the whole thing. And these little other fiery looking pieces, I don't know what they are. I attach them with a little bit of hot glue and twine. I trim the hula skirt, and then this is how it turns out. I love saving money by making my own decor. Don't forget to check out the playlist down in the description box. You'll definitely want to watch all of the other wonderful creators in the Lisas of YouTube. Thank you so much for watching my video. I truly appreciate it. And I want you to know that you are a blessing to me. If you enjoyed this video, I've got more videos on the screen. Be sure to click one of them next, and I'll see you there. Bye.